Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Gentleman's Motor Racing Team. We're still working on the Rally Mini. However, in this episode, I won't be taking the Mini off the spit, but I will be sealing the bulkhead and working on the ceiling. Run VT. I wish I was ambidextrous. I used to be really into my canoeing and kayaking, like really into it. And that's a sport where you have to be ambidextrous. You have to be able to do everything on your left and on your right. But it's certainly not helping here, unless I capsize, of course. Okay, part of the regulations is that the bulkhead, whether it be to the fuel tank or to the engine bay, has to be sealed to prevent fuel or vapor or oil or anything going into the driver's compartment. So I'm going to give this stuff a go. Dow Seal 400 Fire Stop. It is intermittent. I didn't know what that word was, so I googled it. I suggest, just for giggles, you do the same. Go on, I can wait. Google it. Pause the video, type into Google, intermittent. Done? Word of the day. Anyway, I'm going to use this stuff. The idea is that it's not flammable, obviously, but also it expands with heat. So I'm going to put it into the seams, front and back, where there's the tiniest little air gap where I couldn't get it 100% flush, so that hopefully nothing nasty gets near me or my navigator. So I'm super happy with how the floor has turned out. Absolutely brilliant. But while the car's upside down, kind of makes sense, in my head anyway, to paint the roof, the inside of the roof. I'm not going to put a roof liner in it for obvious reasons, because obviously I don't want that to catch fire and to be dripping on top of my head. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand it and paint it white. I think that would be quite nice. And I've bought some Snowberry white paint. That's a lovely colour, isn't it? I had a Mark II back in the day in Snowberry white. So I thought that creamy sort of white would give it a nice sort of, I don't know, roof lining effect, or look at least. Brighten the inside of the car, so you know, gives me a bit of reflection so we can see what we're doing, you know, when the light's on, etc. And also that Snowberry white paint is what I'm going to paint the door squares with. So obviously I'm going for, and I think Snowberry white door squares would just look lovely. Anyway, I'm prepping to sand the roof down. Back in a moment. I am making this up as I go along, you know. The reason for this is no matter how much I've banged it and hoovered it, I'm worried that iron, you know, metal filings and crap's going to fall onto the paint while I'm painting it. And I'm not sure if it's going to work yet. I need to hold it up a bit more. However, I've run out of time. I've got to go to work. How can you have time unless you take time? What film's that from? So I've given the floor a coat of etch primer, but look at that horrible drip, and there's one over there, and I've kind of waited an hour, but it's such a thick, I want it to dry it up, and then I can sand it ready and, you know, prep again, ready for the white. So Mrs. Kevin has kindly lent me her hairdryer. Blimey. All for a good cause. Snowberry white, look, that's the colour. Gorgeous. Right, so the ratio is 2 to 1, so I'm going to use my mixing cup. There we go, look. You going to focus for me? So 2 to 1 and 10% thinners. Right, I'm not going to film it because I need to concentrate on what I'm doing, sorry. So I've just given it a tack coat, I think that's what it's called. Look how warm it is, look how the wall, I hosed the floor down. It's evaporating like nobody's business. It is only like 9 o'clock in the morning. It's a scorcher. I hope it's not too hot. Anyway, I'm going to give that a couple of minutes to go, and then I'm going to put a thick coat on. Wet coat, maybe. Is that what they call it? Right, well, it's been 48 hours since I've sprayed the roof. And it's okay. You know, what it has done though is it's excited me enough to think I need to invest in a decent gun and actually spend some time learning how to paint, I think, because I mean I've painted a few cars in my time and it's always been crap, and to be honest, well, this is no different because I've got a bit of an orange peel effect here, but I think it's because I was painting in 30 degrees centigrade heat, which is never good, is it? And the main thing is, so it's got like a little bit of an orange peel effect to it, but normally that wouldn't be an issue because you just polish it back. But the annoying thing is yeah, I checked the fluid level in my cup on my gravity gun, and I thought, yeah, that's fine. I've got enough yet, just to do a few more little and I didn't screw the lid back on properly. And I've got some drips, look. And I was thinking, well, it's just the roof, who cares? Nobody's going to see it. Once the roll cage is in and all the padding's in and all that malarkey, who cares? You know. But it's Sunday morning. I've got about half an hour to kill before I have to go to work. And I'm just thinking, I did some research on YouTube on how to get rid of dribbles and drips, runs rather. And that was a great technique about using body filler. So literally you body filler over the thing and then you slowly sand it back down using finer and finer sandpaper. And because the body filler is all the way around, you don't end up sanding the actual bodywork down. Not too much anyway. And that isn't going to work here because because I'm not going to polish this roof to get rid of the orange peel effect. I don't think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna have a quick play with the old razor blade. It's scary. But they put masking tape either side, so these bits don't dig into the bodywork, into the paint. I'm just gonna give it a go on one particular area, and if it's too much hassle or I don't like the effect, I'm just going to give up. As you say, nobody's going to see it. Right, let's see what happens. It's definitely working, and I'm really pleased with it. The only problem is because the roof itself is concave, as we're looking at it now, I guess. It gets to a point. I can't even see it. I'm getting it so low. Getting to a point where the blade isn't actually cutting the drip anymore because this bit and this bit are touching the bodywork. So I've had to do a bit of this, bit dodgy, I know. But it slightly flatter so I can put some pressure in the middle with my thumb, and then I can judge how much I'm taking off. As you can, I was just taking off like the smallest amount. Right, I don't know if you can see what I did, but I got some paint. I mixed up a bit more paint. There we go. And with a little art brush, I just went like that. and I went la 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 and gave it a bit of a stipple effect. So where I'd rubbed down the drip, obviously it was matte finish, and then and because everywhere else is this orange peel effect, so I've just sort of simulated it. I'm quite pleased with that. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea to try and reproduce orange peel, but there we go. Job done. I now have a fake roof lining.